Exclamation everybody, and welcome to Starr DSP. I did a video of this about a year ago. It's still in early access. It's now available again on Steam. It's currently $10 US. Again, it's early access. It's supposed to be fully released, I believe, next month in August. It is by Amigo Softworks and published by Playism. And I wanted to revisit it because all the sounds and music has been altered, as well as the gameplay gameplay is largely what I had played before, but the game has had some. It's now available again on Steam. It was unavailable for a little while. I'm not going to get into details of it, but now it's available again for purchase, and I figured it was time for me to revisit this. Since I will be privating the previous video, since this will trump that one. So without further ado, let us begin with Act 1. So the interesting thing about this game is it does look like a regular traditional shoot 'em up game, but it's got a little extra interesting mechanics to it. It's almost rogue-like in its kind of in that it's sort of like, it reminds me a little bit of like a Rogue Legacy kind of thing, where all of your lives in this game are actual pilots, and what happens is, as I'm shooting things up and gathering this carbamite, or yeah, I think it's carbamite is what they're calling it. As I'm collecting this, I'm getting score. You see the score at the top of the screen there. That score is used to buy more pilots after you've died. So it's permadeath in that, you know, I have 2 pilots right now. I have 2 lives per se, but it's really 2 pilots. Every time you die, that pilot's dead for the rest of your run. Oh, speaking of. And then you get a whole new ship. You get a whole new ship, sometimes with new weapons. It really depends on the ship. Sometimes a lot of ships have different weapons, have different special weapons too, like the specials with S, that kind of thing, or I'm sorry, X, on the controller. I am using a controller for this because it does make it a lot easier with the controller. You can use the mouse and keyboard, or I'm sorry, you can use the keyboard for it, and it's usable. It's not terrible with the keyboard. It's just it is a little bit more comfortable with the controller here. You can see how bad I am at this game. I am still bad at this game, especially when I'm trying to actually do commentary while I'm going here. Well, we'll see the buy more pilots thing here. So I used up all 3 of my pilots there for the first run. And now I've got 28,250 score. Now your pilots are like cards, so you get these packs of cards basically, and you get a free one here, which is this regular dog pack, and then hyena and wolf pack. In order to unlock these, I have to pay the hyena one. I have to pay 22,538 score just to unlock the pack, and then after that, whatever's left over is what I have to use to buy the pilots. And the wolf pack I can't get because that's 38,000. But since I only have 28,000 score, I'm going to go with the free pack right now. Yeah. And you can see all your different pilots and what they have. Like this one's got a rupture beam and a Prax repeater. That's his two weapons. It's also what health they've got. As far as the rating of their health goes, I think that's B, and then F, and then D and F and all that stuff. And that has to do with the underneath the pilot's picture while you're flying around, you'll see a line that's going back and forth, and in that line will be shaded areas, and whatever their rating is here for their health determines, I think, how big and how many of those shaded areas you get. So as that line's going back and forth, chance to survive a hit and carbamite attraction. There's also the carbamite attraction is to bring stuff to your ship. If that line lands, if you get hit and that line is within one of those shaded areas, you don't take any damage. It will reset though and go to a different pattern. If you get hit without being in the shaded area, then it's an insta kill. So that's why it's important to have these. Some of these ships actually have, they can take at least one hit. You know, that the whole area is shaded, the whole line would be shaded, and you can take at least one hit, and then after that it'll flip around and give you different percentage of hit and all that stuff. And of course, we've got the amount of score it takes to buy all these things. What I tend to do is just do an auto buy. So if I hit X here, it will go through and try to buy as many pilots as it can based on how much score I have, how many I can afford based on the score I have. So we got 3 in our squad, so let's continue then, now that I've chatted enough about that.
We will not fall to the likes of you.
So you can see under the pilot there, the little thing that I was talking about that's moving back and forth. If it lands in the shaded area, then I can take a hit. You know, if I get hit while it's in the shaded area, then I'll continue to survive. If it doesn't, I die. Or this pilot dies anyway. And then as you pick up carbonites, whatever they're calling it, it will level up your weapons all the way up to level 3. I think is the highest level you can go. That's the little bar down below on the left, and that will give you more powerful shots as well as more time with your special ability. Now I have gotten, believe it or not, to the second level of this. I think each act is 3 levels, and I only have Act 1 unlocked. I thought they had started Act 2, but I guess they, given some of the problems they've run into with the development, I guess they had to disable Act 2 until they can get more sound effects and music for it, I imagine. So we're only going to be able to see Act 1, which again, I'm not going to be able to succeed at getting past Act 1 anyway, so I have not gotten to the 3rd level of Act 1 at all, ever, in any runs I've done of the game, so I'm not anticipating that I'm going to suddenly be good at this. Alright, and then you can let this carbonite sort of attract each other, and it will eventually, combine into a much larger chunk of carbonite, and then that gives you even more score, like bonus score and whatnot, if you let them combine instead of collecting them right away. Alright, let's get as much of this in here as we can. There we go. I want that thing combine if it would. That'd be great. There we go. Some more combines.
We've never seen anything like this before.
Excellent. Alright, we're not quite to the boss yet. It's going to take a little bit more time. So we have to go out into orbit to get to the boss of this level, but hopefully we'll be able to make it while I'm trying to commentate here. So far so good. I mean, the art style is great. The music and sound effects are okay. They're definitely different than the first time that I played this. The voiceovers of the pilots like dying and stuff, it's a good aesthetic, but it is really annoying, and you'll want to turn the volume down on that. You can turn the volume down on it. You get 3 levels of volume, min, max, and off, I think. So you'll probably want to turn those down after a while, because they're repetitive and they're very, very loud in your ear. So that's the only other thing that's the only real issue I have necessarily with the sound effects and stuff in the game. The game is very, very difficult, in case you haven't figured it out. I mean, there are people here who can do this game without any, with blindfolded. I am not one of those. I've seen videos of people who have gotten all the way to the end without even breaking a sweat. My hat is off to them, because I just suck entirely. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm also trying to focus enough to do commentary. And I've run out of things to say as it is, because it's, with a shoot 'em up like this, it basically, a game like this tends to speak for itself. And, it's a very good game. I don't have any problems with it. I can talk a little bit about the history of this. Now, I've actually kickstarted a game called Starr, which was what this is a part of. This game is a part of that series. There we go. We got past the first level. How about that? This is part of that Starr series. This is good. From what I understand from the Kickstarter and stuff, the Kickstarter made quite a bit of money too. It was very good. The game Starr was going to be a combination of, I think, shoot 'em up and point click, and so they decided to release the shoot 'em up portion since it's going towards the end goal of actually releasing Starr proper. They decided to release the shoot 'em up portion so as to get something out and also get a little bit of extra cash to help the development along and all that stuff. Development's been taking quite some time because they've run into problems and stuff along the way.
Watch out, pilot.
But otherwise, as a Kickstarter backer, I don't mind that they released this. In fact, what really I find interesting about this is how they took the regular shoot 'em ups, and I guess you could call it a bullet hell even, and they sort of gave it this little extra mechanics where you can, you're buying pilots and all that stuff, and each life you live is a different pilot, and they all have different weapons and different abilities and stuff like that. That I think is, they didn't just go and say, we're just going to release something straightforward. They actually released something that had some thought put into it, and I very much appreciate that. This is not like one of those things where it's like we're just going to cash in on stuff that's not finished yet. It's actually there's some thought has been put into this, and I'm very glad to see it out there. I'm glad that it's back on the store, and others can now experience the game. The game was a relatively unknown thing. Oh, this guy. Okay. Oh man, how did I get hit already? Damn. I'm getting hit by stuff I don't even see.
The Gel will not stop their assault.
But I'm glad to see that the game is getting a lot more attention now. Okay, 47, huh? Let's take that
Sir, yes,
and
sir.
get as many of these as we can, because these guys should all be pretty well buffed.
Pilots has a new weapon to unlock. Check it me out.
Nice. New weapon to unlock.
This pilot looks impressive.
Yeah, they certainly do, don't they?
Ready.
All right, let's ready up and do this. So it's given the recent stuff, there's been a surge in interest in the game, which is nice because it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And so I figured now would be a good time to put another video out so people can see what kind of game they're getting here, based on the work that's been done to it. A more up-to-date look at it, and hopefully this new renewed interest will be inspiration to the dev team to plunge forward and continue and try to get the full product out and try to get this. I'm always. Oh, this guy's got a horrible gun. I'm always just barely getting nicked here because I'm not really paying as much attention as I should be. But yeah, I hope that this sees a new wave of success, and that this will be, this will inspire the dev team to continue and get this full thing released and really bring all this to fruition, what they've been looking at. I don't have much else to say here other than I'm just trying to talk so as not to have just music going on, just in case. So I'm just gonna ramble on some more here while we do this run. Okay, there we go. And we got some of that going for us. Let's get some of that going. Death Blossom, as it were. I should have let all those things combine. I should have let all the powers combine there.
We've never seen anything like this before, pilot.
You see now this ship, you can see the bar is completely green underneath his picture, so I can take one hit regardless and still be alive. I just can't take two right, successively, unless it's in the shaded area. Like if I take a hit, you'll see that. Yep, there it is. You see the little shield icon came up, and now you can see that I have an actual bar with different shading now. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling going in for that kill was not going to be a good idea. I just had a feeling that was not going to be good. Oh man, there's so much crap here. All right, well.
Admiral, I think we're clear, but not for long.
Admiral, I think we're clear, but not for long. See, some of the dialogue is actually good. It's just the death screams and stuff that are just a bit much at times. Okay. Destroy all the things. Kill them all. Kill them. Burn them in fire. Send them back from whence they came. Hear the lamentation of their pilots as they are burned in their cockpits. Okay. Destroy. Death. Destruction. Dominance. Random words. This is no longer a Let's Play, it's now a thesaurus, my friends. We'll get all the adjectives in here. We will like it.
We will not fall to the likes of you. What the hell is that shit? Whoa, just missed me.
Okay, and I knew I was going to take a hit there. I knew it. It does, the controls are a little bit floaty. Yeah, this guy was pissing me off. I needed to do something about it. It's a little bit floaty. Like you don't actually stop on a dime as you're moving up and down, which is okay because it's kind of the way it should be. But it is a little bit. It does throw you off a little bit where it's like, you think you're going to stop and he moves just up just enough to get his hitbox hit. So. But yeah, I'd say there's no save in the game either. It's a boss rush. So like as soon as I go back to the title here, it's like you're gonna lose everything. So it doesn't save your progress or anything like that. You have to go through the entire game, or at least you have to go through the entire act in order to actually progress. You can't just save after one level or save scum it. You have to go through the whole thing. Which I kind of wish that there was a save feature, but I see what they're going for as far as that's concerned. And again, this is just meant to be a stepping stone to something larger later on, hopefully in a year or more, or a little bit more. Hopefully not too much more than a year, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? But yeah, this has been Starr Maze or DSP, my friends. It is by Imagos Softworks and published by Playism. It is out on Steam. Again, it is available. It's in early access. It is currently $10 US, and I believe it has a release date of, say, August. Hopefully, they're looking to come out of early access with this, with DSP anyway, in August. Hopefully. As far as Starr Maze proper, don't know yet. I suspect that's going to be a while off because there's going to be a whole other story to it, and I believe a point-and-click version, engine to it, and all that stuff. So, but hopefully they'll be able to get back on track, and I'm sure lots of eyeballs are on them now, and more interest, I'd say, is in this game than there has been in the past. So that's all good stuff. As always, I will leave links to more information down in the description so you can do your own due diligence and follow the game's progress. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.